school, repeat, stuff like that. And it just gets repetitive to where your body builds a callus to it, and you just get really good at, becoming numb to like the pain of what's at stake.
Where are you a better?
What did you say?
Do you want to work out with John?
Do I
Run and work out with John?
do I run and work out with John? Yeah, we work out together. All the quarterbacks typically do lifts together. I think that's the standard at probably every school. And yeah, we run together too.
What
Where
did
are
you
you
do
a
in the
better
off
quarterback?
season to change your body type a little bit? And what, you cut 20 pounds?
Yeah, just do 23 pounds. Yeah. So I just got really strict with my diet. Only really ate animals and then things that grew from the ground. Stayed away from the processed foods, stuff like that, and then and just really became really strict with it, and then just kind of, I guess, up the cardio a little bit.
How much quicker do you notice yourself being on the field?
Yeah, I feel a lot, quicker coming from under center, being able to, finesse around in the pocket, and then, maybe get more than 2 or 3 yards, like I did last year. So we'll see.
Where are you a better quarterback now than you were at this time last year?
Well, I think the game of football has made more sense. The second time around, but in saying that, there's younger guys that we're bringing along, and I think helping lead that way is probably better than where I would have been last year. So.
You're at the halfway point in training camp, just past the turn right now. How would you assess your progress in preseason camp right now?
Yeah, I think, myself along with everyone has, really, we hit the ground running, but, every day is better than the last. That's the coach's motto. And, we try to avoid the hiccups, the one step backwards, and just continue to go forward every day. So, I'm happy with the progress I've made, and I think the whole offense and really the whole team is happy as well.
Anything in particular where you've seen the most progress?
Really just across the board. Everyone looks pretty solid.
Do you feel more comfortable in fall camp this year? And I don't know, just having a year under your belt, does it feel different at all?
Yeah, I think I feel more comfortable, but at the same time, I don't, because that's Coach Harbaugh's mission, I think, is to make sure we feel uncomfortable at all times, because I think we actually just had some of the Fab Five guys talk to us about being comfortable, or to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think that's a motto that Coach Harbaugh definitely lives by and coaches by, and it's been working well for us.
To what lengths is he going now to make you? You seem like someone who isn't made uncomfortable that easily. What is he doing to make you uncomfortable?
He's got his ways, but whether it's in the pocket or and Coach Pep's good with it too. Things making weird noises, but yeah, just throughout all of practice, just making sure that we can't just sit back there comfortably, whether it's just a quarterback drill or a blitz period, stuff like that.
Is that part of the competition too, and making you earn the job again this year? Is that part of the same method?
Yeah, I think that's how he's been ever since I got here. I wasn't really expecting anything less.
Which of the Fab Five guys were here?
Oh, it was
Juwan Howard
and Jimmy King. Yeah, it was really cool. That's what blew me away is we grew up watching those guys, and they're legends around here. And Juwan came up to me and was like, "Can I get a picture with you? My son's gonna love this." And I was just like, I just looked at him I said, "Yeah, absolutely," but I didn't want to, act too shocked, but. That's the Fab Five, So that was a cool moment.
Not many people make you feel short.
No, and we actually took a picture together, and he said he was going to send it to me, but he didn't want me to put it on social media because we look too even height. He said he might be shrinking a little bit.
Well, where's Pep helped you just kind of expand your game everywhere? On the field. What does he taught you, like mental tricks, that kind of stuff?
I don't think he's really into like the mental tricks or anything like that. He always says, if you see a little, you see a lot. If you see a lot, you don't see anything at all. And that's kind of been a quote that we have taken out onto the field, all the quarterbacks. You don't want to see the whole field at once, because then everything just kind of is a mess and looks like a bunch of splatter of watercolors on a canvas. So that's one thing we've taken out on the field with Coach Pep. But at the same time, we still have Coach Harbaugh up there who, helped us last year, and he's still here to help us this year too. So
Does the way that he, I guess maybe not game plan, or when he's talking about seeing the field, that kind of stuff, how does it differ from the way that Jed was teaching you?
not really anything different. Maybe he didn't have that exact quote, but that's the beautiful thing about being here at Michigan is you've got top tier coordinators at all times. Jed was the best of the best, and in order to replace Jed without a hiccup, Coach had to go out and get someone just as good. So fortunately, he did.
How does your working relationship coming along with Pat Hamilton?
Yeah, I mean it's coming along well. It's business, and the personal relationship came along this off season. But at the end of the day, at this level, you don't really have to be best friends or anything like that. It's you go out there, you win games, you complete passes, and you move on. And that's kind of the mindset that I think you have to have in this profession.
Do you expect him to be the starter against Florida? Do
What'd
you
you say?
expect to be the starter?
I feel good about the work I put in, and I'm sure all the quarterbacks do, and you just take it day by day.
How the receivers look?
Receivers look great. From the young pups that just got off the high school field last fall to Mo Waves and Grant Perry and the older guys. So that's really encouraging. As from the staff standpoint, from the quarterback standpoint, and I guess from the line standpoint when they block and then see a pass completed down the field. So we feel really good about that unit.
What have you seen from Pat Kugler?
What'd you say?
Pat Kugler, has he taken some strides?
Yeah, Pat's taken tremendous strides. He's damn near a coach on the field. With his football mind. He's just a savvy player that he doesn't really have any physical attributes that are going to wow you, but he makes up for that with how sharp he is on the field with his calls at the line of scrimmage, and we've done a good job, two of us and the rest of the quarterbacks communicating at the line of scrimmage on where to go with the line calls and stuff.
Well, how do you deal with the negative? I know you hear people saying, "Oh, Peter should start," John, whatever. How do you deal with that?
I don't know if I talked about it last year or not, but it's just really the tunnel vision, like the workhorse, the racehorse that wears the blinders. That's because they don't, the jockey or the owner doesn't want the horse to be distracted, and that's kind of the motto I've always had at this position is you can't, worry about what's going on to the right or left of you, and a good way to do that is just to block it out, and that's what I've done, and it's worked for me in the past, and I think it'll work for me in the future.
Got time for one or two more?
Got easier to do that in the past year?
Has it gotten easier to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. The older and wiser I get, I guess, the easier it is to just not worry about outside opinions. Just worry about, the opinions of my teammates, my coaches, and myself.
Last year you said you felt good as well, like around the same time. A similar answer when asked if you were going to be the starter. Is it a similar feeling to last year at this time?
I'm sure, yeah, the feeling is the same as last year for all the quarterbacks. Everyone's playing great ball. Everyone's, completing passes and leading the unit well. So, yeah.
Do you feel you're better than January of last year?
Yeah, absolutely.
In what ways?
Yeah, I just feel better. I feel healthier. The game slowed down even more, so the list can go on.
What's
Last
McCaffrey?
one, please.
What's McCaffrey brought to the position?
Yeah, McCaffrey, he's brought a lot, on and off the field, football-wise, not football-wise. He's just a happy kid all the time. He's always bringing random facts to the QB meeting room before we start about animals, and he's really into nature, which is awesome. He knows, he's just like my middle brother. He knows all about, like a three-toed sloth, something you'd probably never think of, or just a random fact about nature out in Colorado and stuff. But, he's super smart. I can see why all the coaches around the country wanted him to come play quarterback, because, he brings that mental side of life out onto the football field, and it translates into the game really well.
Thank you guys for the time. We're going to get Wilton moving.